So I know this announcement has kind of been a little under the radar, but there's a new Batman movie coming out. And so in honor of that, I thought it was high time that I review the Batman movies that I have yet to review on this channel. And that's going to last throughout the month of February in honor of Matt Reeves' The Batman coming out on March 4th. One quick note though, I will not be reviewing the Nolan movies because I've already reviewed the Nolan Batman movies when I did my Nolan month, which turned into Nolan 3 months. Thank you, COVID, for throwing that timeline off. If you'd like to check those videos out, there will be a playlist link in the eye in the right-hand corner. But let's kick this series off, and, well, in a bit of a twofer, let's visit one of my first videos that I ever made on this channel. 1989's Batman. This was directed by Tim Burton, who we know from movies like Ed Wood and Edward Scissorhands, among others, and it starred Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and Kim Basinger, among others. And just by the title alone, you probably know exactly what this movie is about. It's about a caped crusader named Batman, whose secret identity is Bruce Wayne, played by Michael Keaton, who goes out at night and stops crime. But he meets his match in the form of pretty much his complete opposite in every way, the Joker, played by Jack Nicholson, who was a former gangster named Jack Napier, who was left for dead in a vat of acid. Up until this point in the timeline, Batman was kind of unpopular. I know it seems a little hard to believe, but after the Adam West show, no one was really jonesing to see any more Batman stuff. It's a little weird to think about, but that was how it was. It wasn't until the success of The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller and The Killing Joke by Alan Moore that Batman kind of experienced a bit of a burst in popularity. And so, wanting to capitalize on it, Hollywood was like, alright, we need to make a Batman movie like yesterday. And after considering directors like Joe Dante and even Wes Craven for the project, it actually fell to Tim Burton, who was on the rise. I think it's pretty safe to assume that, especially through the context of all the Batman stuff we've gotten over the years, the '89 version is seen as not exactly the most comic-accurate Batman. Among other things, Batman uses guns in the movie. There is, quite frankly, a lot of death, and there's quite a few moments of, well, let's just say it goes outside of the lines in terms of what we know about Batman. However, that's kind of what I like about it. Being a bit of a non-comic book fan, Tim Burton steered it away from the comic book roots and created his own thing. And honestly, I think that was the best thing he could have possibly done, because while Batman '89 is not exactly the most comic accurate, this movie is such a vibe, it's not even funny. And I mean that as a massive compliment. This movie is so much fun. Firstly, I gotta give all the credit in the world to Michael Keaton, because he was a great choice to be Batman/Bruce Wayne. At the time, he was a very unpopular choice. I looked up in my research that over 50,000 people wrote in letters saying, hey, this isn't our Batman. It's nice to know that things with comic book fans really haven't changed all that much. But they had a bit of concern. After all, Michael Keaton, up until this point, had been known for movies like Clean and Sober and Mr. Mom. Not exactly Batman material, but he played the role very well. The movie does a great job of building up not only the mystique of Batman, but also the mystique of Bruce Wayne. It builds up the mystique of Batman in that when you see Batman, it's not even like a person. It's a force of nature. He's just this big ol' block of a human. And while my Batman will always and forever be Christian Bale, I like how this Michael Keaton's Batman is just kind of like a walking tank. His movements are limited, but what he lacks in mobility, he makes up for in just presence. When he grabs the goon and shakes him and says, "I'm Batman," you really feel that. Not to mention that he has one of the coolest looking Batmobiles ever and the coolest Batwing by a country mile. This movie also does a great job of building up the mystique of Bruce Wayne. There's a great scene where Vicky Vale and Alex Knox, they're invited to Bruce Wayne's party, and they go into this big room with these suits of armor and these samurai garbs, and they're just looking around and like, who is this guy? Like, he's a man of mystery, that being Bruce Wayne. I love that. I love the spirit of that. By far and away, though, the star of the show, and in fact, the guy that gets top billing above Batman, is the Joker, played here by Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is having so much fun here that it's infectious. Again, not being comic accurate, the movie portrays the Joker as a gangster who, after being basically forced out of his own gang, basically is taking revenge. Now, the Joker is one of those characters where his origin is multiple choice, so you can take it for whatever you want, but I don't know, it just seems like a bit of a weird flex. But weird origin aside, Jack Nicholson more than makes up for it in the charisma department. Two of my favorite lines in the movie are, one, when he basically takes over his old gang and fries that dude. Like, you'll know when you see it. He turns and is like, Antoine got a little hot under the collar. That one is good. And then there's, do you ever hear of the healing power of laughter? And then he laughs and he's like, now get out of here! Whoever cast Jack Nicholson in this role deserved a raise. My absolute favorite scene of the movie is the Party Man scene. Everything about this scene is just so well done. From the gassing of the art museum, to the Joker's entrance with his goons, to the whole, gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence? And then Lawrence hits the play, and it's Party Man by Prince, and this scene is so cool. Not just because Party Man by Prince is an absolute banger, but just the Joker's just having fun at the expense of others. And again, like I said, it's kind of infectious. A lot of the other characters are fun as well. Vicky Vale, played by Kim Basinger, is good as well. Alex Knox has his moments. Michael Gough, a legendary character actor in the Hammer series, is great as Alfred. But ultimately, this is the Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson show, and they both play their roles to an absolute T. And I guess what I love the most about this movie is, like I said, the movie stands out on its own. Tim Burton took the familiar elements of Batman, and he put his own spin on it. That's what I love so much about it. This is definitely a Batman movie. Bruce Wayne wears a batsuit, drives the Batmobile, has Wayne Manor, has Alfred as a butler, there is a Commissioner Gordon, there is a Harvey Dent, played by Billy D. Williams, by the way. He fights the Joker. I'm sure you get my point. This looks, sounds, and smells like a Batman movie. But Tim Burton has his fingerprints all over it, both in cinematography and style and tone. And that's what I love about it. If you have not seen Batman 89 for a while, do yourself a favor and watch it, because it is, well, it's a lot better than you remember. But that is all for me. Thank you so much as always for watching. If you have any fun memories of watching Batman 89, because I know there are a lot of people with really fun memories of this movie, leave them in the comments. I'd love to read them. And also stay tuned for next week when I'll be posting my first reaction to the sequel to Batman 89, Batman Returns. And if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.